Nagbabalik po ang Frontliners. Kasama pa rin natin si Consul Cunanan and Mr. Norman Camungol. Of course, kung babalikan nga natin, from 2011 up to the present, meron ba masabi nating gains na, no? Since na-establish itong relationship with Georgia?
Yes. Actually, ang dami nga naming mga nagawa na in that short span of time. And although we are a consulate, an honorary consulate, sabi ko nga sa Pilipino, parang kinarin na namin to. And so, we have, if you go to our website, www.georgiaconsulphil.com, makikita mo yung aming mga proyekto dyan. And I think if you ask me what has been gained in the last 2 years, it really is bringing the two countries closer together, increasing awareness of the two countries by both sides. In fact, aside from academic agreements, which we have 2 major agreements now, marami kaming ginagawang cultural project dito, napakarami. In fact, meron kaming mga film festival, meron kaming ginagawang mga road show around the universities to promote Georgian culture and awareness and tourism as well. In fact, mga partners namin dito, may mga bigatin, Ateneo, Asal, Adamson, FEU, College of Holy Spirit, Manila, not to mention the 2 schools where we have academic agreements with, like Lyceum San Sebastian.
Yung just to give you an idea of how far we've gone since 2011, from both sides, Georgia and the Philippines. If you talk to Georgians about ano yung Philippines,
Wala. Oblivious. No?
pagka tinanong mo ang Georgia sa Pilipino, Amerika.
Amerika.
Ngayon, iba na. Naiintindihan na nila kung nasaan ang bawat isa. Also from Georgians as well as from Filipinos. Pag tinanong ng Filipinos, Georgia, Amerika o nasa may bandang Russia? Yan, alam nag-iisip na. On the part of Georgians as well, they know what the Philippines. Before, when they say Asia, they always think China, but they don't know Philippines. Now, mayroon na. So that's how far we've gone. Yung introduction namin on how.
And that's how it starts, no? When you have awareness, then you have interest, and then people want to visit the place. People want to invest in the place. People want to study there.
That's right.
Because now we have these 2 academic agreements, and the problem is, in the past, when students think about overseas, experience, overseas study, they always think about America, Europe, Canada, Australia. Now we're presenting this country. If you want something a bit off the beaten track, something different, come to Georgia, and it'll be an experience, once in a lifetime experience, really. So, di ba, Norman, when it comes to things like that, people are really asking about Georgia.
Just to add on to what the buddy said, it's a different experience. Whenever I'm asked what is Georgia, how is Georgia like, I will say, think about Knights of the Round Table type areas, castles, cobblestone streets, and all that. Pero underneath all that, Wi-Fi.
It's a very progressive,
In
forward-looking
terms
country.
of IT.
Yes. And they were able to maintain yung kanyang cultural identity. Ang ganda ng pagkakaroon.
And Aaron, very low corruption. In fact, since I know you host the political show, and I want you to mention it on your show, when you go to Georgia and you go to police station, say, dadaan ka sa stasyon ng police. Yung stasyon ng police, glass lahat yan. You can see all the way inside.
Transparent, ha?
Transparent talaga. Literally transparent.
Parang sinabi ng mayor namin sa Gumaka dati, Kong, tinanggal namin yung kurtina. Bakit niyo tinanggal yung kurtina? Para maging transparent ako.
Ito, literally transparent. So makikita mo, nagtatrabaho talaga sila sa loob. There's no hiding that. And I wish to thank our media partners, like, of course, you guys in UNTV, for spreading this word around, because we couldn't do this without your help, without the help of people like you.
In terms of tourist arrivals, no, I'm sure it has gone up, no, but do you know of specific numbers from maybe 2011, not so much, but slowly increasing? What is the number now for 2014?
Okay, in terms of tourism, one of Georgia's main industries now is really tourism.
Yes.
And it's turning out to be the star tourism destination in the Caucasus. In fact, Georgia has been voted in many different fora as one of the top 5 destinations, new destinations to go to. In fact, I think visitor arrivals to Georgia have increased about 30% annually. Pero sa amin sa consulate, like Norman's office and my office, we get increasing number of people calling, how do you get a visa to go to Georgia? We want to go. About hotels, can you recommend? What are the requirements to go to Georgia? It's increasing. So while we don't have the exact numbers, based on our experience, mga tumatawag sa amin, nag-inquire paano sila pupunta doon, talagang dumadami.
Kasi syempre, if you're looking at that side, you look at Turkey, you look at Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and now, of course, Georgia is starting to show itself in the map. So, you mentioned castles, the fascination, of course, of the young to those types of things of history of Middle Eastern Europe would always attract people to go there.
Oh, yes.
So with regard to weather, how's the Georgian weather like?
Very temperate. It's we have 4 seasons in Georgia, but if you look at Georgia in the map, our level, it's like Italy. So we do enjoy nice Mediterranean weather. So we do have a winter where it does snow sometimes, pero hindi naman siya tulad sa Russia talaga
Na masyadong
-20,
malamig.
-30. Bumaba rin siya. There is snow. We do have a cold season, pero hindi siya extreme. It's a good country to visit all around because springtime is beautiful. Fall is beautiful. Winter is tolerable. There's always something to do. Like in Georgia, if you like skiing, napakamura mag-ski sa Georgia compared to Switzerland, for instance. So it's a good destination for things like that.
Now, we've talked about advantages. Ano yung mga problemang hinaharap ninyo bilang mga honorary consul ng ibang bansa dito sa bansa
Sige,
natin?
Norman's gonna talk about the opportunity. I'll talk about the problems lang
Sige,
to start. Okay. Like any consulate, my job is really assistance to nationals.
Yes.
So maya, although there are very few Georgians in the country or who come to the Philippines at the moment, may mga problema yung mga Georgians dito. Like for instance, 3 weeks ago, I had to rescue 2 Georgians na nagka-problema sa passport nila. So there was an issue there that I had to send them home. So occasionally, I am called to do things like that. So, but that's the really extent of problem, so to speak. It really is more of a joy to serve as a consul. But occasionally, you do have that kind of work where it really is the dirty work of a consul. You really have to help nationals and get them out of jams, that kind of thing. But Norman, do you have problems in your department?
Well, basically, sa department ko na business, sa education, that's the advantage of it. It's a joy to see the linking of two disparate, kung tutusin, disparate talaga identities to learn about each other. Not just in business, but also in education. So that, education, hindi lang yung matututo ng technical, pati cultural aspect of that, matututunan Those are the advantage for my department naman. Yun ang natutuwa ako, kaya ako na nandito pa.
Ang tanong ko, well, I don't know if you have the answer to that.
Please.
Paano pinili ang Jakarta na yan ang magiging embassy ng Georgia at hindi ibang bansa dito sa Southeast Asia?
I think it has to do a lot with the fact that Jakarta is home of ASEAN. I mean, ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, is based in Jakarta. That's where the Secretary General of the ASEAN is. So since our ambassador there, Zurab Alexidze, he actually covers ASEAN basically. So it was strategic for him to be in Jakarta, where the home of ASEAN, where the Secretariat of ASEAN is located, because Georgia really wants to engage ASEAN. I mean, it's a small country, but they can see tayo dito sa ASEAN, 10 tayo. Very dynamic po tayo dito sa ASEAN. We're 600 million people, $3.5 trillion economies put together. So they want to take advantage of this dynamic synergy that we can have with ASEAN.
Before we continue with our discussion, let me usher in some reminders from our dear friends. Frontliners will be right back.